all the truth seekers and those who are out to seek the truth, welcome. That if you don't have an open mind, this is not the channel for you. That if you don't have an open mind, this is not the channel for you. The official truth seeker.
What up, truthers? How y'all doing today? How you doing, King?
I'm good. Peace.
So the topic of the day is God versus Satan. Is Satan working for God? And the reason why I came up with this topic is because I've been hearing this a lot of people been saying this. And it kind of makes sense. I ain't finna sit here and lie. But from what the Bible, from what I read, it don't specifically say that. And I never got that out of it. But the question is Satan working for God? Israel, what's your opinion?
God is the ultimate power. Everything that exists comes from God. God created angels. Satan is an angel. He got good angels and he got bad angels. He want bad to happen to you. He sent bad angels after you. He want good to happen to you. He sent good angels after you. Makes sense?
Yeah, now that I don't debate. I get that. But the actual devil working for God, as if God put the Satan in his position to do all this in the beginning, I'm not sure about all that.
He gave him his power to tempt you. Satan can't tempt you unless God allow him to tempt you. Satan can't kill you. Satan can't do nothing unless God tell him to do it.
Now that's true. And that's why I kind of feel like it's true, because it's like it does says it in the Bible that Satan does have to stand before God and ask him for permission before he even touch a hair on any soul's head. He got to ask God for permission. That I do know. So with that, a lot of people say that Satan has been cast out of heaven, right? And how is it logically possible that he can even stand in front of God and all this other stuff? My thing is Satan, even though he was kicked out of heaven, I mean, he don't reside there, but I'm sure if when God give him permission, he can go before him and talk to him. And, it's all crazy to me because I know this topic is all across YouTube. I've heard other people's opinions about Satan, actually working for God. And I've even heard that God is Satan. Now, this is funny. But I get what they saying. They not saying, they just saying, you get what they saying, Israel, when they say that God is Satan?
That's ignorant people. I'm not ignorant, so I don't understand the ignorant.
Meaning, in so many words, like how you just said, that God is almighty and everything. And he is almighty and everything, and he made everybody, even that down to the angels, right? So how,
like he said, he creating good and evil. People don't know how he create evil though. He sent evil angels after you. That he could come and do it himself, but he ain't gonna come do it himself. He gonna send his killers, and his killers gonna come, and that creates the evil right there. He's the author and finisher of everything.
which is true. I'm not debating that neither. But I'm thinking on the level of what they mean or what they say, even though I don't see how y'all can say that God is Satan, but y'all say
that's the reason why I said I don't understand ignorant people. You're quoting an ignorant person and trying to understand their ignorance. How could you do that?
Because first off, I don't dismiss as everything is ignorant, Israel. You got to remember, I'm a truth seeker. I got an open mind. So I'm not going to just dismiss everything that I don't agree with as ignorant. I'm going to do some research. Just like I did research on this specific conversation. I've been doing it for quite some time. I just never really wanted to touch bases on it in conversation.
I understand what you're saying. You defending yourself as you don't look at the ignorant as ignorant. You study their ignorance. I don't study ignorance. I don't study ignorance.
Everything ain't
Because
ignorant.
it'll make you ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant. I want to be
Okay, well, give us your opinion about it. Because I gave you mine.
Well, when you say God is Satan, God is no longer God. He don't rule shit. He's Satan. Satan is under God. Who the fuck is God? That's how my mind reasoning. If God is Satan, well, who the fuck is God? Because Satan
You is right though.
It's crazy as fuck.
Is it possible that they can be one?
That'll even try to study no shit like that, because that'll make me look like I'm a fucking fool and I'm not ignorant or foolish.
But is it possible that they could be one?
No. God is God, and God created angels, and angels are not one with God. That's why when I talk to these people and argue this Trinity shit, everybody want to say an angel is God. An angel has never been God.
No, and the Bible tells you don't be deceived too about falling before an angel and worshiping it. An angel is not God, and it's very important that people knows that too. He's not God. When they're not God, they're God's. I say God's little helpers, but it's deeper than that. But yeah.
So I asked a simple question: what type of individuals or things are in heaven? It's God and it's angels. Angels have no place up there calling them gods, and there's no place to be calling God an angel. It's like, you ignorant as fuck if you say to think of those things. Like I said, I plan to know. If I don't know, I just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, if I don't know, I shut the fuck up, but I do my own research. I just don't dismiss everything that and say it's ignorant. Even if I don't know, because you can't say something is ignorant if you don't know. So that's why I can't just say it's ignorant. I gotta first find out if it's some truth to it or not. Now, the reason why I got the thumbnail with the checkerboard like that for everybody is because to give y'all a vision of how spiritual warfare works. That's why that thumbnail is up there. And it's just like playing chess.
See, because I didn't had these actual debates.
Okay,
and that's how I do my research and find out what a ignorant motherfucker got to say. Because if you ain't arguing it and you're not trying to prove your point to me, it's like, why the fuck are we talking? You truly believe God is Satan and Satan? You believe this shit is coming out your mouth? Now, that's how I deal with things. I debate a person. There's some brave, ignorant people out here.
Israel, take over real quick. I'm looking for my phone. I'm moving away from the computer.
You want me to call it?
Yeah.
Whew. But yeah, people, that's the power of God. God is good, evil.
Right in front of my face. What the hell?
God is good. God is evil. God is everything. When good happens to you, it comes from God. When bad happens to you, it comes from God. That's why you don't fucking go and pray to Satan. You go to God, who can help you or hurt you. Why go to Satan? He can't do shit unless God tell him. Go down there and F them up if you feel like it or whatever. But, these are the things that you have.
I think the confusion come in with people is that I don't feel like they're the same person. No, I just entertain the thought because I see people out there talking. So I'm going to tell you what I believe. I don't think he's the same person. No, I don't. I don't even think that it's a possibility that this was all planned from the get-go, from the gate. And what I mean is Satan was always on the scene, of course, because he cast them out. And everything that happened to Adam and Eve, I just feel like it all was supposed to happen that way.
It's all planned from God. You
Adam,
know how people say I got a plan from A to Z? What you think? God don't got a plan from A to Z. He don't know everything that's about to happen.
yes, he do. He's a fortune teller. He knows the future. Of course that. He knows everything. Because he is almighty. So this is why I feel like everything was already set up. Eve was destined to bite that apple, as fucked up as it sounds. And I never thought about it on this level. And then a lot of people would say, well, dang, well, why God would set us up like that? Maybe it's a big test. Everything is a big test. But go ahead, Israel.
Let's deal with it. The possibilities of it happening was there. Did it have to happen? No, because Eve could have chose not to eat the apple. But the possibilities of her choosing to eat it was there because it was in the equation. If it wasn't in the equation, it would have never happened. That's why.
So in so many words, so in so many words, she chose her destiny, because if she would have not ate from the apple, things would have turned out a whole totally different way.
Right. That's why God give us choices. He set before us life and death every day. And the ignorant motherfucker choose death. He don't choose life. But it's set before you every day. Life and death. Do what I say or don't do what I say and see what happens. Yep, that's the significance of the Bible. You got to choose life and you got to choose death. And it's set before you every day. That's why if you don't even think about God right or think about him wrong, you're choosing death and you don't even know it. If you think God is Satan, you got God fucked up. And watch what happens when he comes.
So yeah, as I was trying to say, my belief of what I believe. I believe everything was set up for a reason. I never thought about destiny the way he just said. That basically she chose her own faith when she chose to eat from that apple. Things could have went a whole totally different way. It was all up to them. I think everything is one big test. That's the only way I can summons it up. That's the reason why he allows so much evil in the world. For those who ask, well, why did God, if he's so good, why did he allow so much evil in the world? Why did he allow so much suffering and all this other stuff? First off, you got to remember, God is not the one that's bringing all that stuff into the world. That's your enemy that's bringing all that stuff into the world.
That's you, because you choose it. If you don't do blah, 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 don't happen.
Right.
If you don't eat pork, you don't get the diseases and stuff that pork brings.
High blood pressure and all that stuff. Yeah.
If you don't want that stuff to happen, you have to choose a more positive way of living. And it'll cut that stuff out. But if you don't.
That's why he stressed so important about the things that we put inside of our temple. That's another reason why he talks about that. And me, of all people, need to listen and take heed. I'm going to start doing a full spiritual cleanse of my whole body. I'm trying to stop smoking cigarettes. That's something bad. Everybody know that smoke cigarettes, one day you bound to get damn lung cancer. That's the consequences behind having cigarettes. You're going to get cancer if you keep smoking cigarettes. This is the reason why these things are not. This is the reason why God tell you not to put certain things in your temple. This is what make you live longer. This is why people is just dying. But go ahead, Israel.
Yeah, I never smoked cigarettes because they really had the campaign, cigarettes cause cancer. And I was like, well, I don't want that shit. I never smoked. I played with a cigarette before, But
I thought Black and Mouse was worse than a damn cigarette.
they are. And I used to smoke Black and Milds until I had a stroke. It's like, you still smoke? Nope.
See, and I don't want it to be, and I don't want it to get to the point with me to where it takes for me to have a stroke to stop if I even survive it. You see what I'm saying? So that's an example of why your temple is so important, because if you take care of your temple, you can live longer. We choose to put these toxics inside of our body. I choose to pick that cigarette up. You see what I'm saying?
What's the significance of living longer? You get to make better decisions because you might have made some bad
Exactly.
decisions last
And you
year.
can make right to stuff that you did wrong when you living longer. Things that you have done in the past, you can try to make it right.
Yep.
Because you've learned that the things that you have done, because you've been, around for so long, you like, damn, because it's a lot of stuff that I think about that I did when I was young, and I'm like, that was some fucked up ass shit, man.
OG Bobby Johnson hit us with that knowledge way back in the 90s. If you take a nigga life, it's over with. But if he's still living, he got an opportunity to change his life. You remember what was that? Deuces or whatever? OG Bobby Johnson.
OG Bobby Johnson. Who the hell is that?
You ain't never watched that movie, Deuces and shit?
No, I never watched that.
Where his son had killed a person or was about to kill a person because he shot him in the back because he was robbing this car. He's stealing stereos. And so the gang leader was trying to dirty up the boy. And his father was trying to save him because his father ended up going to jail as a young nigga. And he learned in jail, hey, this shit ain't what it is. So he kept trying to tell his son to keep his son out of jail. So they caught the guy that shot him in the back. And they gave the boy a gun and said, shoot him, because he shot you. The eye for an eye thing. But his father was there and he was like, don't kill him. Because if you kill him, he ain't going to have an opportunity to better his life and do what he need to do right. But if you let him live, he'll get his shit together. You never know.
And speaking of getting your shit together, it's time for the queen to get her shit together, because I'm not no saint. And what I mean is, a lot of this stuff that I've been doing up here, I'm going to stop and fall back from doing. All this cussing. And when I'm trying to talk about religious stuff, I can't keep talking about y'all hypocrites and y'all doing this and the third when I'm doing stuff too. I'm tired. Y'all would never let me be a role model. As far, not a role model, but you know how you got to lead by an example? Y'all make it so hard for me to lead by an example. So it's time for me to turn a new leaf. That's why I said I'm going to do a whole spiritual cleanse. I'm going to do a whole lot of stuff. Like this going back and forth, bickering and all this, I'm done with that. Like I say, I feel like you keep messing with me and you irritating me. I'm just going to report you to YouTube. I'm not going to keep doing this, because it's straining on my heart to keep coming up here and trying to talk to y'all and trying to plead my case. At this point, think what you want to think. I don't care. I'm trying to clean up my life. I'm trying to be a better Christian. That's what it is. Yeah. And how do I expect for y'all to act a certain way when I'm sitting here acting a certain way? And yes, I can justify it and say, well, I've been acting like that because they've been pissing me off. But still, I'm supposed to keep my composure here. But y'all kind of make it hard because it don't matter. I'm trying to work on myself right now. I'm trying to start doing the things that I have been doing, regardless if it was in retaliation. I don't care. I'm tired. I'm drained. Because this has been going on for longer than the time that I met Israel Doctrine with me. See what I'm saying? And it never ends. It's like people just keep lining up to keep coming. It's a spiritual warfare. And I get it. Anybody that's trying to do right, and trying to get close to God, they're gonna have to go through these spiritual demons and this spiritual warfare. I get it. Sometimes I feel like I don't even want to be a Christian because I'd be like, I don't even want to deal with this. Because this is what comes with it. And the closer I get with God, I have to realize, okay, yeah, you're talking about this cleansing and the spiritual bath and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day,
I got to get my clothes in the dry, sister.
Okay. At the end of the day, I got to get my stuff in order. I cannot sit here and be a hypocrite. And I feel like I've been being a little bit of a hypocrite because I call y'all out on certain shit. And then I make excuses of retaliation. Even though I feel like retaliation is a good excuse, especially when somebody is bothering you. But it's certain ways of how you're supposed to handle it being a Christian person. I'm ready to turn a new leaf. I'm tired. No, I'm not trying to make friends, especially with my enemies. I just want to deal with my enemies in a different way. Out of sight and out of mind. This is why I constantly tell Khalil to just leave me alone. Just go on about your business. It's too many other beings out there that you can corrupt. You wasting your time trying to break me when it's other people that's willing and want to be broken. There's too many other lives out there. That's why I'm like, okay, I have to calm down with my behavior or some of the things that I do. Okay? We all have to be held accountable for our actions. And I've been seeing the things that I do, and I'm not no saint. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm innocent. No, I'm not. I did things that I didn't even want to do. I have did things recently that I had to catch myself and be like, you know that shit ain't right. And you know your ass you're going to get thrown in the lake of fire too if you don't stop. Because here it is, you going back to trying to dabble with things that you know doggone well, regardless of what people tell you, you know in your heart it's not. I don't feel like it's right. I didn't hear people coming to me. This is how I know it's spiritual warfare. I didn't have people practically dropping this stuff in my lap. Like, what the? Yeah, this is Satan. Because see, that's how Satan works. When I'm trying to stop smoking weed, I'm going to use this for an example. When I'm trying to stop smoking weed is when people come around me the most with the weed, the temptation. But when I'm smoking it, all that extra shit not going on. But when I got my mindset that I'm going to stop smoking the weed, that's when everybody's dropping. That's the only way I can put it without telling y'all all my damn business. It's the only way I can put it. The devil is always busy and he always trying to tempt you. That's all I'm going to say. And here lately, I have got a lot of temptations. A lot of temptations to do evil shit. Israel, is you back? Because I got to walk away. I got to get me something to drink. Hold on, y'all. The king will be back on me.
You still there, sister? Hello?
All right, I'm back. Hello? Yeah, I had to go get me something to drink.
I hear you. Just brought me out coming in, not hearing nothing.
All right, hold on, y'all. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I went ahead to go get me something to drink. I had got real dry mouth just then because I was just a talking and talking. Israel back, so Israel, you got the flow now because I got to rest my mouth.
All right, one quick sec.
Yeah, I am having a serious hangover, man. For real. I need to get some coffee or something. I am not all the way woke. I am not.
Party hard, you gotta pay for the consequences. But yeah, you know why people make the arguments that Satan worked for God? Because Satan appeared before God with Job and asked God what he could and couldn't do to Job. And God told him what he could do and what he couldn't do. He said, you can't take his life. Anything else, have it. So he killed his children. He took his bond. Man, he did some more stuff to Job.
He sure did. And you know what? Job reminds me of me. Job and Jonah. I always said Jonah was me in the Bible. Because he's so doggone stubborn. And it was the funniest Bible story I've ever seen. How he was so stubborn and God was telling him. And he literally did not want to do it because he was so angry with them. I don't even remember what they was. What was they? Who was the people Israel that Jonah didn't like?
They weren't Israelites. That's all I know.
You're so stupid. Anyway, no, they wasn't Israelites, but they had did some stuff to him as a child growing up. He had some animosity with them, and God was trying to use him to save them. And he didn't want to do it. Long story short, Joe, that's just like if God was to came to me and tried to get me to save a Khalil leak you. You'll probably find me in the well, in the belly of a whale too, somewhere in the ocean, because I'm just that stubborn. That's why Jonah's story is so funny to me. Now, Job's story is depressingly, it kind of reminded me of my life too, because God took everything from Job. I mean, everything to the point to where his wife said, "You just might as well curse that God and die."
You see, they knew who it was. They pointed their finger at God. Though Satan was the one doing the thing.
See? What? Wait a minute. What you just say, Israel?
God had gave Satan permission to do the terrible things to him.
Oh, yep. Israel is right. Because
they knew who it was. They said, his wife said, curse God and die.
Because God allowed Satan to do it. That's why she said that she knew where it came from.
Job knew. Job said, "Should I accept good at God's hand and don't accept this evil? Shit, I'm gonna accept this evil too."
It's called spiritual warfare. It's called to try to test Job to see what he break. That's what it all boils down to. Will you break when you get underneath pressure? Because I think that's what the devil said. I bet you if I take this from him and I do this and I do that and I do that, I bet you I can break him.
He will curse you.
Yeah,
that's why his wife said it. Curse God and die.
Yep.
Job said, "What the fuck you say?"
tried to break him. He wouldn't break though. Wouldn't break. Now today in modern time, a lot of y'all have given up on God because of spiritual warfare, things that has happened. I've heard people say, I don't fuck with God no more because I prayed to God because of a loved one. And I asked them because they was sick or they was dying. And then I asked them to help and not to, and they died anyway. So a lot of people have animosity towards God. First off, you can't get mad at God for something that he already told you. We all going to get a taste of death. He guaranteed us that. So I don't see how people get angry but have something that we're going to get anyway, death. You can't get mad at God for something he already told you that we're guaranteed to have. We're all going to get a taste of death. So if you was praying to God about trying to save your mother, your wife, or whatever, can't get mad at him because that's part of the deal.
Yes, death is a part of life. Live, get born into this earth, your ass gonna die to leave this earth or go into the earth, however you want to look at it. Your ass gotta die. You can be 1 minute out the womb and die. You can die in the womb. But that's how life and death work. I remember when I first had to deal with death, my grandmother passed. I didn't even know what the shit was. Then it didn't even affect me like that. I just remember being at the church around a bunch of my family being like, what the fuck really went on? But I remember when they told my mama she died. That was like my first taste with death. Then I was sitting at the house. My nephew got hit by a car, murdered, drunk ass Mexican. My mama called. She was crying. I was like, what the fuck is she crying for? And she told me my nephew died. I ain't understand that shit. Next morning at dinner, I was like, the fuck happened yesterday? And they reiterated what happened. And I was like, what the fuck? Fuck me up. So like people that look at me and be like, tragedy didn't happen to you somewhere in your life. That's one of the tragedies that fucked me up. The death of my nephew. I love the other two, but that was my road dog. We went to school together. We fought. We did everything together. Fucked me up when life took him. But it taught me about life after that.
Sound like a little bit of trauma there to me. But yeah, I get it. But from listening to your story, that sound like trauma.
Yeah, it fucked me up.
That's what trauma does. It fucks you up.
You know what I said? My mama always sent me to Arkansas. And I was like, where did my family at? My family was in Chicago. So when she called me and told me that shit and everything, yeah, it fucked me up.
I think I was just having this conversation. Actually, I was having this conversation last night. And I was talking to some dude and I was telling him, I said, the worst thing you can do to a person, because what you do to the body physically, you can cut it up, do a lot of things to the body. In time, the body heals. But what you do to a person mentally can fuck them up for the rest of their damn life. And that's called trauma right there. That's why all them mind games and all that stuff that y'all be doing on people, that's worse than putting your hands on some damn body. Because you can literally fuck somebody up for the rest of their damn life in their head with some of the shit y'all be doing. I think that's way. If you gonna do something to me, do it to me physically. Don't do it to me mentally, because I may not come back from that shit. That's trauma. And I feel like that's a part of spiritual warfare too, because once the devil gets you in a state of trauma and you fucked up in the head, he got you right there.
Yeah. So the chess game, like you say, well, why you think people mamas come up and everything else? Cause you motherfuckers trying to hurt me. I'm gonna try to see you in the worst fucking trauma ride you ever been on fucking with me. Checkmate by any means necessary, bitch.
And that's what I'm talking about. And I think what it is I'm not trying to talk nothing against what Israel talking, because he had a place where he got to come to where he feel like he tired of that shit. You see what I'm saying?
A place
And
don't
yes,
exist.
and yes, he's so crazy. And yes, I'm not gonna sit and lie. I'm not no saint, like I said. I would do the very same thing out of retaliation. But I gotta stop this shit, man. It's too much. I got to. Cause my mama be watching. I think that's what it is. Cause she be nosy now. She be up here watching. And she be listening to certain stuff that I be saying. And I done told y'all that I wasn't raised like this, man. And you know, it was something she said. Because I was talking to her about something that was going on up here. And I said, man, it's like this the devil's playground on YouTube. I say, when I get up off of that, I have to literally take a spiritual bath. I have to take a holy bath. And she said, well, why do you keep going back to a place where it keeps bringing the worst out of you? And I'm like, damn. She right. My excuse was, hey, I'm a goddamn content creator now. They ain't finna keep. I think their whole agenda is to run me up off of YouTube. I really do. And you know I'm stubborn, mama. I'm not finna let nobody, just run me off of YouTube like you run me anywhere. So therefore, since I won't lead the toxic environment, I'm going to stop engaging in toxic activities. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I'm choosing to be in this toxic environment up here on YouTube, knowing that these people is up here toxic and dealing with trauma situations, and they have not self-healed. I get it. And they out to hurt other people who have healed. Going back to the Job stuff that he was just saying, God trying to break God's children. That's what the devil's trying to do. Did I say God? No. I mean the devil. The devil's trying to break God's children. He already know you strong.
Don't confuse them up in there.
Hey, I caught myself now. But yeah, it's a spiritual warfare up here on YouTube with any content creator. You out here trying to do good, the bad content creator is going to try to sabotage it. Am I lying, Israel?
No lie.
So now I got to look at my situation like, okay, with the Leak You and the Kalia and all this stuff, the devil had to go to God and ask him for permission to come out here and slander my name and do all this weird shit with my children. This is one big test. And guess what? I'm late with it. I have failed miserably. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all or front. I have failed miserably if that was the test. Because if anything, it hasn't done nothing but brought out my darker side. And that right there, I cannot have. But yeah. Go ahead, Israel.
No, it's all good. I think we hitting in a milestone. We're hitting milestones.
But I like the fact that we're using examples out of the Bible for certain situations and incidents, especially the situation with me. I only can speak for myself. The devil the God gave the devil permission to do all the stuff that he's doing right now, all the slander campaign, all this with one big test. Now, what the big test was, I believe it was to see if I would stay holy and not do the things that I'm doing up here. That's why I said I feel like I failed miserably. I was being tested and didn't even realize it. And see, that's what happens when you in that spiritual warfare. You don't even realize you being tested when it's going on. It be so much shit going on. You be like, what the back and forth. But let me tell you something. I'm going to share something with y'all, right? The worst decision I could have made last year, and I think I just had, I just had this conversation with my mama today. I said, you know what, mama? I had no business messing with that doggone girl. I was doing good. I said, I ain't doing it. I ain't messing with women. I know it's an abomination. Blah, 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 blah. I can try to use y'all. I can, say men and y'all the reason why all I want. I can use that as an excuse, even though it is my excuse. But at the end of the day, God told me not to do it. I went over there and I ate from that fruit, right? And when I say God say, you know what? Since you're going to go over there and do something that you know doggone where you ain't got no business doing. I'm going to shut every door of opportunity out. Everything that you think you trying to accomplish, everything. I'm going to take it from you, everything. And I'm going to make you struggle because you act like you don't know where you came from. Like you don't know no better. See, God dropped them bows on people harder when he know that you know better. He know you know better. Because I done sat here and told y'all it's an abomination. I don't know how many times I done told y'all this. And I have realized that I have a demon inside of me. While I'm sitting there talking about y'all got demons inside of y'all, I got a demon inside of me, and it's a lustful demon. For some reason, it desires women. And it's not supposed to be there. And I have acknowledged now that that's not a part of me. That's not who, because when I really sit back and think what I want, what do you want, truth? Everything that I tell y'all I don't want is what I want. I say I don't want a husband. Yes, I do. I say I don't want a man. Yes, I do. It's just I can't find the right one. So I say I don't want it. So fuck it. That's what I really want. So sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. And I'm just being honest with myself. I'm sitting here saying that these low-level demons, when I'm sitting here pointing my fingers at y'all, when I got demons inside of me that I'm fighting and I'm struggling with. And you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, my eyes starting to open up to a lot of stuff. Fuckery. Things that I've done. I messed up. I did that. God took me to a real dark place. I mean, a real dark place. When I touched that fruit, I can't, it's so sad. I can't even tell y'all my testimony, because if I tell y'all my testimony, y'all sit here and try to use it against me, even though I don't really care, because it ain't really no secret, because God knows what I did and God knows what he put me through. And when I say he broke me, he broke me. No, the devil didn't break me. God broke me. He broke me to humble myself. You're like, okay, you doing it. And I said that to my mom on the phone. I said, you know what? I had no business messing with that girl. I said it just like that. I said, I know what it is. I had no business messing with that girl. My mama said, yeah, right there. Because that's when chaos starts. And that's all I'm going to share with y'all. Israel, you got the floor.
Making a video, listening to you. Nice testimony. Like I said, first thing you got to do, you got to admit your sin, what you did. That's what testifying is. Go take your ass to court and give a testimony or testify and see what happened. The only chance you got is say, I plead the fifth, because what I say might convict me as a criminal. But when it come to God, you got to say, shit, God, I'm finna say it all. And if it convict me, I ask that you forgive me of it.
He right. I never thought about that. You can't plead the fifth with God. You got to hold yourself fully accountable for what you did. You got to literally repent.
You got to tell him exactly what you did.
Yeah, you do. You can't be like, I plead the fifth with him. No, it don't work like that. He right. Go ahead, Israel. You got the flow.
And that's how life works. You got to. That's why people look at some of my past decisions on me telling my truths and stuff, and said people using it against you. You can use it, but I already knew that you can use it. That's the only reason you got it, because I wanted to put it out there to deal with it. We got him. How did y'all get me? If I never opened my mouth, you wouldn't have never knew nothing about it.
Facts.
I was just talking to my buddy because his daddy talked him to turning himself in to the police and stuff because him and some other people robbed some places. And I said, you make sure you teach your boys never tell on themselves, because your dumb ass went and told on yourself. And you know what the consequences are for doing it.
And I want to say this real quick while it's on my conscience and on my soul. And when I say this, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I apologize to all my enemies for my actions. And I do mean that from the bottom of my soul. Regardless if y'all was in the wrong or not, for the part that I played, I apologize for that. And guess what? Even though y'all probably don't feel like y'all sorry for what y'all did, I'm going to tell y'all, I forgive y'all. And I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I forgive y'all for what y'all did. All y'all. So go ahead, Israel. I just wanted to say that. I do. I forgive. Even though I said I never forgive. See, that's why I'm fucking up at. How the hell I'm going to tell y'all I never forgive y'all for what y'all did to violate my child, but then I go to God and ask him for forgiveness?
Quick question, though.
Go ahead.
Do you know God say you got to forgive him? If you don't forgive him, he won't forgive you.
Hey, that's what I just said. That's what I just said. How do I expect for God to forgive me for my sins, but yet I won't forgive them?
And then you be asking me to forgive people. See?
And you need to forgive, because I just forgave you and every dang on body else. It's a clean slate, y'all. I forgive. See? I forgive y'all for doxing my children. I forgive y'all for y'all slander campaign that y'all put out here on me. I forgive y'all for every dang on thing y'all did to me. And I am sorry for everything I did out of retaliation. And I do mean that from the bottom of my heart.
It's all good. Some big steps.
It's baby steps. Because just because I forgive, see, this is the kicker, don't mean I have to fuck with y'all. See, you live and you learn. When a person show you who they are, you better believe them. I just go in hermit mode and just protect my energy at this point.
No, forgiveness is a big step.
It is for me, especially. It's very big for me. Very. I didn't even realize that I had a problem with forgiveness. I didn't. I mean, I knew I didn't forgive, but they said that I do forgive. That's why I didn't understand, because I'm a very forgiving person. So I thought, but no, I'm not, because I'm still holding on to past grudges. So no, I'm not. I'm not so forgiving as I thought I was. But yeah, go ahead, Israel. We've been here 49 minutes. If you want to keep going or take it up to an hour.
I'm actually making a video, so
I know you told us. What you over there doing? Making your documentary?
nah, just making some stuff.
No.
Content is king, so I'm creating content.
All right, so he done went on mute, so I guess he ain't got no more to say. We done been up here for 50 minutes, almost an hour. I think I've said what all I needed to say. I think I ought to repent. I meant what I said from the bottom of my heart. That I forgive y'all. I do. Because I want the Lord to forgive me. Even though he has been doing that. But still, who am I to expect for the Lord to forgive me for my sins? And then when men do something to me, I try to hold it over their head. So, I'm doing a self-reality check on myself. So, unless Israel Doctrine have anything to say, Israel, do you have anything else to say before I close this? Shut this down?
No. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Until next time, we out. Peace.
All the truth seekers and those who are out to seek the truth, welcome. But if you don't have an open mind, this is not the channel for you. But if you don't have an open mind, this is not the channel for you. The official truth seeker.